back till I'm breaking neck, gon' bust around. Throw one down, pass it around. Hey, roll with me now, we running well. Hey, nobody can, we on the town. Hey, never come down, I never come down. Sit. I'm Mike. Sit. I'm Mike. Everybody got guilty pleasures. Mine just tend to catch me cases. Handcuffs, police inspections, lawyers, judges, allegations. Turn on your...
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Every wide receiver in the NFL wants to be a top target, and two players will be trying to be that today. It's the Vikings going up against the Seahawks. So let's get you up to CenturyLink Field in Seattle. On the call, here are Brandon Geisen and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Straight ahead, it's a rematch from last year's frozen NFC wildcard game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. And we say hi again, everybody. Brandon Gaudin here as we count down to kickoff. I turn to my partner, that's Charles Davis. And Charles, Larry pointed out in the open, we've got a pretty good matchup of wide receivers here this afternoon, don't we?
And those guys have such a big impact on the game nowadays. We know it's a throwing game, but the guys who can go up and get it, the guys who can break tackles after the catch and make bigger plays, oh yeah, they love spotlight as well. They want the football, they want the attention.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And when I think of Russell Wilson, I think not just of the big plays that he's made, and those are considerable, but when they were made. 4th and 26 in a Big Ten championship game against Michigan State when he was with Wisconsin. A big completion helped lead his team to a victory. A big 4th down throw for a touchdown in an NFC championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. When the chips are down, this guy plays at a big level.
They get 25 yards out of that one. And it's good enough for a Seattle first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he's brought down. 18 yards on the pickup there. And the Seahawks are going to have a first down. Now Wilson on first down. On the left side, it's complete. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll give the Seahawks a first down. Good throw, good catch, and the post route successful for the offense.
Really difficult on the defender. He got moved out of the middle of the field and tried to scramble to recover, but it was too late to stop the completion.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. On first down, Wilson. And that's Curse for the Seattle touchdown, hauling it in. Jermaine Curse, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive.
Could not have scripted it any better. And many offenses do script their opening possession on offense. They followed that one perfectly. Took the ball right downfield and scored, giving energy not just to the offensive unit, but to their team overall.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Now to send this one away following the score. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Leading the offense out onto the field is Teddy Bridgewater. Week 2 of the preseason for Teddy, Charles, wasn't that great. Week 3, though, he looked really good.
In fact, they held him out of the Week 2 game because of a sore shoulder, but he came back and played really, really well against San Diego on a day where the Vikings unveiled their new stadium. What do they call that? A soft opening because it's not the regular season game yet?
Sure.
But there's nothing soft about the game. The Vikings look good, and Teddy Bridgewater was leading them.
And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Now Hausch could attack on the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Time to feature the offensive starters and to give some love to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph.
He's been to the Pro Bowl already, battled a few injuries, but he's back and better than ever. Has added a little yoga to his regimen in order to make it more nimble. That makes it that much harder for the defenders to catch him.
Hill. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And now a peek at the starters on the defensive side. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Again, Peterson. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. These short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football to control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Here's Hill. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And this will be taken at the 13. Oh, look at the juke. Fighting him on.
Just ran right through the trash.
It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 37 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Here's Hauschka for the extra point. And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field, and they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to check things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They run again with Peterson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. We've got a 3rd and 11. Good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Here's Jeff Locke now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Pulled in at the 24. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Throwing is Wilson, and his throw is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it looks pretty simple, batting the ball away, but oftentimes there's some pretty good teaching and practice that goes into it. Being able to get to the receiver, not interfere, and get his hands through the football and knock it away.
And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. One quarter in the books. It's the Seahawks on top here early. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key tight end.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. It's complete to Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Well, looking down at my game card here, that's 5 drives now for them and 4 touchdowns. I think anybody would take an 80% ratio.
I'm sure that they would, but if you flip it over to the other side of the ball, what are they going to hang their hat on? There was one possession. They held them to no score whatsoever. That's where they're going to try and build on and try and slow this team down.
And that stretches the lead to 27. Now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. Cordell Patterson. He's at the 30. And he takes it all the way, but there is a flag down, so hold the celebration. This one's coming back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Peterson alone in the backfield. The ball carrier there, Adrian Peterson, he turned 31 back in March.
But after his return from knee surgery a few years ago, that incredible return, I don't think we look at his number the same way as we do a lot of running backs who turn 30.
Yeah, I agree. And right now, standing 17th all time in the NFL rushing ranks.
Green 39. Green 39.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So let's glance at a player spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And it's safe to say he has been getting his money's worth in this one.
I would agree with that totally. Being able to go back and launch it and air it out. And let's face it, it's not just him stepping back and flinging it, though. You've got to have someone who can go get it. And that's important for any offense. Someone who can stretch the field, or as they like to say, take the top off of a zone defense, open things up, because then you can come back and throw underneath and gain some pretty good chunks of yardage as well.
He's ripped the top off of whatever defense they've been playing. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And incomplete. Probably should have had that one, but with the game he's having tonight, maybe they'll let it go. All right, Charles, let's go off the script here real quick. Week 3 of the preseason, so many people point to that, say how vital it is. What do we take away from Week 4 of the preseason?
Well, we know this is where certain guys make the team, right? Those last position battles. Maybe this is the tiebreaker week, and those guys are going to play the entire game trying to break that tie. Some coaches will have veterans who haven't played much at all, that they want to get on the field a little bit before the regular season begins. They may play them in a little bit of an audition sort of a deal, try and get them loose. And then, let's face it, others have question marks that they have to get answered, and they may have to take a little bit of a risk and play them in the last preseason game just to get those question marks answered before the season kicks off.
First down, this is Rawls. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here. And a loose football. Rawls loses it. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
Defense.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. And the Seahawks are going to have a first down. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
The emergence of Thomas Rawls out of Central Michigan, chalk one up for the scouting department of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rawls, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
And the route is on here in this first half. Now to send this one away following the score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner.
Let's go! The tree! 39! Green! 39! Mike's 54! Mike's 54!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way to go with that.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Jeff Locke now, standing just about on his own goal line.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football in the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
And take it right on the 30. Oh, shifty. Whoa. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just open for number 4. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Seattle first down. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. On first down, Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
And the route is on here in this first half. Now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Now Wilson on first down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Hauschka now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So, Charles, while we have a moment, getting late in the preseason, a lot of people point to Week 3 as one to watch. What caught your eye in Week 3?
Well, when I watched San Diego play and saw Melvin Gordon, he looks like the Melvin Gordon we saw coming out of college. Another explosive run. He looks sharp. He looks quick. He looks much more confident and especially healthy after the offseason knee surgery.
Teddy Bridgewater looked pretty good, too, didn't he?
And what I liked about him, and I agree with you totally, is the ability to push the ball downfield because that's what they plan to work on the entire offseason. In fact, that's all we've talked about. Can they get the ball vertically downfield to help out with Adrian Peterson in the backfield? And Teddy Bridgewater's made great strides in that area.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Here's Jeff Locke now as he'll come. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Now it's Lockett. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report. Here's Larry Ridley.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Seahawks are simply running the show in the first half. They've controlled the game and are way out in front. The Vikings just need to figure out a way to bounce back. All right, let's roll those moving pictures. Seahawks with their opening drive. Wilson's on point with the throw, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to their own 47-yard line. Continuing on the drive, Curse is found on the quick pass and catched it, and he's going to go 11 yards for the score. Seahawks right first in this one. Now 1st and 10, we're going to get a fumble here. Seahawks would pick it up and score. The lead now at 14. 1st and 10, Lockett's the target on the quick pass, and 37 yards later, he'll go in for the score. Seahawks lead balloons to 20. Now 1st and 10, Lockett's by himself here, and that goes as a 55-yard touchdown. Seahawks go up by 27. Seahawks have it at the 14. They'll go with their run here, and he'll go in from 14 yards out. The Seahawks continue to dominate. Now to late in the first half, Wilson's going to find his mark, and 29 yards later, he'll go in for the score as they continue to dominate. Offense on the field now after the turnover. Lockett's going to make the catch in traffic, and it's caught for the score as the lead continues to mount.
Okay, Larry, a fairly one-sided first half as we get set to go in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Well, we got a little lull here in the action. Week 3 of the preseason. I know you and I were talking about the Cincinnati-Jacksonville game. What'd you take away from that?
Well, let's look at Cincinnati first. They went on the road, and all we've talked about in the offseason was how they blew the Pittsburgh playoff game, and would there be a residual effect on this team? So far, it doesn't look like it. They look pretty good. Looks like Marvin Lewis and crew have put that behind them. Let's move ahead to Jacksonville, though. They've been kind of the darlings of the offseason, haven't they? A great draft, great free agency. Many people think they can make a move in the AFC South. They didn't look like it in week 3 of the preseason, but they have plenty of talent there. I expect them to get better once the regular season kicks off. And guess what? They open up with Green Bay at home.
Ooh, a chance to prove themselves early. Bridgewater to throw it. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Jeff Locke now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Returnable for Lockett. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now it's Wilson, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, but no problems converting there.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so. And they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's go.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Final minute now of the third quarter. On second down, Peterson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. 3 yards left to grab here on third down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop a bull. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
First down, Bridgewater. Finding time. And complete. Right side, the tight end, Rudolph. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Throwing is Bridgewater. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Wright's got it. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And Rudolph has it left side. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Bridgewater gives to his tailback, Peterson. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Bridgewater again. This is Peterson. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Holding offense.
Good job, D. Good job. That's what you
And the seemingly endless drive continues.
Shut down. Shut down.
Let's go. Blue 58.
2nd down, Bridgewater. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. It'll be a gain of 6, and just like that, it's 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Penalty marker is down here. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good, but there is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a three-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
From the gun, Bridgewater. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. This is turning into a bit of a death march here, the 13th play of this drive. Peterson alone in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. They're back at the 8 now, third and goal. And they have really been able to contain AP, and because of it, they've got the lead here in the fourth.
And they've done a really nice job in this game. A lot of group tackling. Rare that one guy gets him on the ground consistently. They've done an excellent job of containing him in this game. Completed pass brings up a fourth down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? What do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin fourth quarter, you're going. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
Oh, the Vikings are pointing. They've got it. Minnesota football. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
And he's brought down. Time for a break. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Let's go. Wide Eddie.
Bridgewater on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Second down here after the incomplete pass. A second down throw for Bridgewater. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Four down. Let's go. Wide Eddie.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater surveying the field. And that's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it'll be 4th down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. Good job by the O-line. Quarterback had time to go through his checks. That's one you need to take advantage of.
A perfect situation, and they're unable to take advantage of it. When you have that much time to scan the field, you have to find an open receiver. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Give them credit for batting it away, but
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
Let's go ahead and try and get into the body.
And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. And look at this, it's a fake. And he comes back with 1 complete. But he will not make the first down marker, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Cliff Averill in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Watch left. Stop right there. Let's go. Way 90.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. And his throw is incomplete. So a second down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd and long for Bridgewater. Johnson with a completion over the middle. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And quickly they get to the line. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Blair Walsh on to attempt the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. Tyler Lockett, 30, 20, 10, 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And Tyler Lockett does it again. Talk about being able to transition what he did in college to the NFL. And I know there were doubters because of his size, but this guy is absolutely electric with the ball in his hands.
Plays like that, that's how you become a Pro Bowl return guy. Now Hausch can attack on the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. One last shot now for Bridgewater. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And this is one of those, Charles, as broadcasters, we dread a little bit. We had to go deep into the stat sheets and notebooks to find stuff to talk about.
I hope you didn't notice, but I was stealing your notes as the game went along. I was like, Brandon was ready to go. Plenty of information. I started stealing from page 15 and 16 before you even looked down.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.